Hey, what's going on, guys? Dan here, and I want to say that your strengths will make you rich, and knowing what your strengths are and capitalizing on them and focusing on nothing else except your strengths is what's going to allow you to, reach new heights. Is what's going to allow you to reach 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures a year in your company, in your business. And this is something that took me so long to figure out. This is something that took me so long to actually realize in my life. And once I did, I stopped focusing on all the other BS, all the other stuff going on in my life. I was trying to do 10 things at once. And so I embarked on a massive quest to figure out exactly what my strengths are. And so that way I know exactly what they are. I don't have to second guess myself. And, I can just focus on them for the rest of my life to achieve the greatest success that I could achieve. So this video is going to be about how I figured out my strengths and how you can too. I'm going to show you guys exactly the tools that I've used to figure out what my strengths are. And I'm going to tell you guys, trust me, I can never be as good as Michael Jordan in basketball, even if I practiced every single day of my life, 24 hours a day. But Michael Jordan, even if he practiced one time every 5 years, he would be way better than me. And that's because basketball is a strength, and it's definitely not my strength. And so understanding that one point and understanding that one statement is what really changed everything in my life, because then I realized that, hey, stop focusing on the stuff that you're not good at and start focusing on the things that you already have a talent in. And every single one of you watching this has an immense talent. And if you're trying to apply yourself in online business, you're trying to start a profitable online business, you're trying to become an entrepreneur, and you're trying to achieve freedom in your life, then I'm going to tell you that what's going to set you free is your strengths and focusing on nothing else but them. I just woke up not too long ago. It's a beautiful day out here in Finland, and I got my car here, as you can see, from Canada, and the other one's a rental, from Hertz, so I have to give that back. But I woke up and I was thinking about what was the one thing that really allowed me to achieve great success at the age of 23 in my life, and that was focusing on my strengths. So I decided to make a video on this to explain to you exactly how to find out your strengths, what they are, as well as which tools to use to exactly know what your strengths are so you can focus on nothing else but them. There's a formula that I found, and it has to do with strengths, and it's talent times investment equals strength. Talent times investment equals strength. And basically what that means is that talent serves as a multiplier to strength with more time and effort investment. So that's exactly how that works. So if you already have a talent, and if you already have, let's say, just a talent that you don't really care about, you're not really practicing it, but you know that you're kind of good at it, just innately, if you put in the time and if you put in the effort to make that better, then you really have the chance to be one of the best in the world at that thing. And in a world that is so competitive, where everybody is competing with each other to, for more financial gain, for more success, and for more of a better life, then the short ticket to success is to focus on your strength and to put in more time and effort and investment into it. And so the best thing to do is to work on completely avoiding weakness, or to create systems that will automatically allow you to improve on your weaknesses, also by focusing on your strengths, because you don't want to be focusing on improving your weaknesses more than you're improving your strengths, because you'll never be as good. Like I said, I'll never be as good as Michael Jordan at playing basketball, so what's the point of me practicing basketball every single day? I won't be one of the best in the world, and in a world that is so competitive, there is nothing else to do except to be the best in the world if you want to win. And the best way that I found to improve on your weakness is to actually partner with someone, get a business partner who is really, really good at what you're weak at, is really, really good at your weakness. And that way, you don't have to actually work on improving your weakness. You can just partner with someone who is already good at that thing, or meanwhile, you can focus on your strength, and you can focus on what you're amazing at and what you can truly become the best in the world at. So now I'm going to go into my computer, and I'm going to show you guys the exact tool that I used. It's called CliftonStrengths. And so that's a tool that I used when I was completely broke, and I was already reading, books like Rich Dad Poor Dad and Millionaire and Think and Grow Rich. So I already embarked on the entrepreneurial journey, and I was just trying to get my online business started. And so I realized back then the importance of figuring out what my strengths are so I can focus on nothing else but them. And so the tool that I used was CliftonStrengths. I'm going to show you guys in the computer, and I'm also going to break down exactly what the strengths it told me was. So let's go into my computer, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it. All right, what's going on, guys? So now I'm on my computer, and this is the exact tool that I would recommend for you to use to find all of your strengths. And I'm not sponsored by them, not affiliated by them, but this is something that I'm sharing because it helped me so much in my life to really set me on the right path. You could be wasting so much time focusing on your weaknesses instead of focusing on what you're good at. And so I'm telling you, that is what is going to make you wealthy. That is what's going to give you massive success in your life. And that is what's going to set you apart from everybody else, because everybody else is too busy dabbling and trying to do 10 different things at once, not knowing what they're good at and not knowing what they're not good at, right? So what you do is you go on Google and you type in Clifton Strengths or Clifton Strengths Finder, and you'll be able to find it. So, or you can click on the link below. I'm going to find you guys a link and I'll put it below. And so this is the exact test that I took to figure out what my strengths are. And it really, really made sense to me. As soon as I took the test, I really realized, okay, I should be focusing on, this, and this. And I'll tell you exactly how that happened and, what I figured out and what I should do, what I thought I should do back then. And so as you can see, this is what it looks like. And this is what it told me. So these are my 5 strengths. So number 1 is competition. People that are exceptionally talented in the competition theme measure their progress against the performance of others, and they strive to win first place and revel in all contests. So that really makes sense because I am a competitive person, and that got me to get into entrepreneurship because a big part of entrepreneurship is competition. So that's how I knew that entrepreneurship was the right fit for me. I knew that because obviously there's an element of competition. And then the second one here is significance. People that are exceptionally talented in the significance theme want to make a big impact. Very, very true, or else I would not have my YouTube channel. I could be just running my e-commerce businesses, secretly underground from like a basement somewhere, right? And I wouldn't have to go and make these videos for you guys. But the reason I'm making these videos for you guys and the reason why I have my YouTube channel is because I really want to wake people up to the massive opportunities with online business, because it changed my life and it will absolutely change yours if you take action and if you learn from the best, if you have the right information. And so it says here, they're independent and prioritize projects based on how much influence they'll have on their organization, on people around them. And so, by the way, guys, if you guys are wondering, like, Dan, is this really important to my success? Yes, 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 1,000 times yes. Like, do not skip this. This is probably the best $20 or $30 that I spent. I think that's how much it was. And also, when I bought it, it actually came with a book called CliftonStrengths 2.0. So I actually bought this one in a bookstore. So you can either buy that book on Amazon, or you can just go here and purchase it from the website right here just to take the test. I mean, you do it once in your life. It's not like a monthly thing. And then you know exactly what to focus on, right? And you know exactly if you're on the right path in your life. So number 3 here, people exceptionally talented in the focus theme can take a direction, follow through, and make the corrections necessary to stay on track. So it says that I'm really good at focusing and executing. Also a huge thing, huge part of entrepreneurship. I'm sure that if you're an entrepreneur and if you're meant to be an entrepreneur, you're going to get very, very similar results as what I got here on this website. So I wouldn't be surprised. But if you got something else, then that will put you in the right direction as well. You'll know exactly what you should be doing to achieve success fast, a lot faster than you would have without knowing what your strengths are. Futuristic. People exceptionally talented in the futuristic theme are inspired by the future and what could be. They energize others with their visions of the future. So strategic thinking, it says I'm really good at that, and it says I'm really good at like creating a vision and executing on the vision, because as well it says that I'm good at focusing, and then I'm competitive, and then I also want to make a big impact. And then the last one really, really surprised me. It said people exceptionally talented in the relator theme enjoy close relationships with others. They find deep satisfaction in working hard with friends to achieve a goal. And so that's true as well. I didn't really know that about myself, but this is something that I've applied in my life, and I've gotten business partners, and it turns out really, really well because it says here that I'm a relator. And so this is what it is. And of course you can buy all this other stuff, like you can view a bunch of the other themes and a bunch of other information. But just knowing this is the most essential, I would say, to your success. And it'll really show you what you're good at, and it will show you exactly like if you're on the right path or not, and what you should be focused on, and how in which environment you should be putting yourself in order to succeed, and succeed fast, instead of taking like years to succeed when it could be done in a few months. So this is actually the book that I bought that gave me this test for free as well with it. And so in this book, I recommend buying this book if you want to learn more about your strengths and how and why you should be focusing on your strengths to achieve success so much faster. And so from that book, I actually created an Evernote right here. So as you can see, I actually wrote down exactly what my strengths are. This was written a long, long time ago. So if I go down here, things to do to play on my strengths. And so I wrote this down, and this is what the book told me. So I looked up competition, significance, focus, futuristic, right? So everything that I just talked about, and relator as well. And so as you can see, competition, the book told me, put yourself in competitive environments. You will not discover how good you are without competing. So obviously that told me, hey, you should be focusing on putting yourself in competitive environments. Surround yourself with people who are going up instead of going down. And then number 2 here, compare yourself to a high achieving person in what you're doing and trying to excel in it, and it's going to drive you. And that's huge. I always compare myself to someone who is more successful in what I'm doing, someone who's been in the industry longer. So for example, people in e-commerce, really, really successful people in e-commerce, I always strive to be like them, and I always strive to be above and beyond with my own style, of course. You don't want to just, copy. Number 3, when you win, take the time to investigate why you won. You will learn a great deal from your victory, more than a loss. And then take the time to celebrate your wins. There is no win without celebrations. This was huge in my life. Just knowing this, really put me on the right path. And everybody asked me, how did you succeed so quickly at such a young age? This is one of the key reasons. Just figuring out my strengths and knowing exactly how they'll make me wealthy, successful, happy, and fulfilled. And I wrote down a bunch of these other things right here. Significance, share your dreams with your friends and family. Their expectations will motivate you. That's huge. I always tell my friends and family exactly what my dreams are, and then I kind of hold myself accountable to that. And I know that, hey, I told them exactly what I want, and if I don't take action on it, then I'm going to feel guilty that I'm not taking action, that I'm being lazy. So use failure as motivation to ensure that your performance matches your claims. So that's another huge thing as well. Focus, set goals and set time limits and deadlines for these goals. That's been huge in my life. You guys know, if you've been watching my channel, how important goals are and how important setting deadlines for my goals. I've been talking about this for so long, and this is something that you should be applying in your life. Like every single day, you should be writing down your goals every morning, every night before bed, as if you've already achieved them. I'm so happy now that I'm making $10,000 a month with Amazon FBA or with my Shopify brand or with my Shopify dropshipping store. So whatever it is, set a goal and set a deadline, especially if you take this test and it tells you that you're good at focusing. Always seek roles that require little supervision. You'll always be able to stay on track. That's huge. I cannot, that's why I could not work in the office environment when I was stuck in my 9-to-5 job, just stuck in a cold office somewhere on the 56th floor back in Toronto, Canada, when I was, working at the bank. I could not stand it because that role required a lot of supervision, and I had a boss that was constantly over me all the time. And even though I knew that I was more competent than my boss, and I knew that my boss was really abusing all the workers there, and I knew, so that's why for me it wasn't the best environment. And reading this really allowed me to get out of that. Set goals for your personal life just as much as your financial life. Remember to have a balance, so that's huge as well. That's what it told me. And these are not things that I wrote down for myself. These are things that I took from the book, from this book right here, from StrengthsFinder 2.0. So if you're watching this, you're a young entrepreneur or any age, doesn't matter, especially if you're young because you've got so much time ahead. If you really adjust just a little bit in your life right now, just by a few degrees, you adjust course, you'll see that over time, if you change the direction just by a little bit of where you're going in your life, you'll see that, of course, if you go like this, obviously, you're going to end up in two completely different points than if you wouldn't have done this, right? Futuristic. Always choose roles where you can contribute your ideas to the future. Always be an entrepreneur. Take time to think about the future and make it vivid. This is a huge part of my life, visualization, and I always try to make my visualization really vivid, and I always try to live as if I'm already in that vision. And so that's also huge in my life. So you can see just how important this was in allowing me to become incredibly successful at a young age, or incredibly successful according to society's expectations, right? There's also happiness, fulfillment, right? Number 4, seek audiences who appreciate your ideas for the future. They'll expect you to make these ideas a reality, and these expectations will motivate you. So there you go. That's why I started a YouTube channel, because now I've got an amazing community. I built up this amazing community of entrepreneurs all over the world who expect the best from me, and they expect whenever I have an idea or whenever I say I'm going to do something. I have 60,000 of you right now, 60,000 subscribers almost, who expect these things from me, and so that obviously motivates me a lot. So when you choose your own, when you find out your own strengths, you'll be able to write down all of the recommendations from this book that it tells you, and then really follow up on them, because it will absolutely change your life. Surround yourself with people who are eager to put your visions into motion. Always show other people's potential to them. So this is something that also really helped me in my life, because obviously you want to show people. This is from How to Win Friends and Influence People as well, by Dale Carnegie. Great book. You always want to tell people how much potential they have, and you always want to make them live up to their potential. And that's another that's one of the best ways to make friends with people and to influence people. And then the last one here was relator. Learn as much as you can about the people you meet. Show that you're more interested in other people's personality and character than job title. And I never really cared about other people's job titles, but that's what the book told me. Because I'm strong at being a relator. Find people to mentor. Huge, obviously. I've got 2 of the biggest e-commerce courses in the world, and one of 4,000 students, Ecom Freedom, and then Shopify Freedom. I just launched that, which now is the world's best Shopify course. Which I literally get messages every single day, mind blown, and how good Shopify Freedom is, because I literally put my all into it. Facebook ads, finding the best products. So gonna get some success stories up on the channel soon. I'm super excited about that as well. So that's for Shopify dropshipping. Stay in touch with your friends. Friends are fuel. Something that can be easily forgotten, especially in my life, because I'm always hustling and I'm always working every single day. Put yourself out there. Building relationships is not a one-way street, and make time for close family and friends. And so this is something that I wouldn't even think about as being vital to my success, but obviously is so important, right? So if you're watching this, please go take CliftonStrengthsFinder and get this book. It will really, really help you, and it will allow you to go into the right direction to achieve your goals and dreams the fastest. And I hope that you know exactly what your goals and dreams are when you're watching this video, because if you don't, that's a huge problem. Right now, you should go and write down exactly what your life would be like, your dream life with no limits, in 1 year, in 3 years, and in 5 years. So you can just go, 5 years first, right? And then reverse engineer from there. You can do 5 years, and then 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, right? And obviously you'll be able to do it incrementally that way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys love this new type of content where I'm sharing with you guys some of the best tools that have allowed me to achieve massive success in my life and that will allow you to achieve massive success in yours. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys soon.